Hi, and welcome to the course. In this course, you're going to be learning how to build this application that you see here on the screen. So before I get into it, before I get into the design, the specific concepts we'll be learning and what it looks like on my phone here and in the simulator, what I'd like to do is just kind of introduce myself and tell you who I am and how I kind of got here on Udemy. So my name is Max. I am a software developer, an iOS developer, and the lead JavaScript instructor and developer at this coding bootcamp here in Lehi, Utah. It's a bootcamp, but I don't want to make this a plug. I'm not advertising. I'm just kind of introducing who I am. So I'm going to get out of that. I've also built out the curriculum for this program called Code to Success in Utah. So it's kind of like a bootcamp for high school students. But yeah, that's just kind of who I am, that's my professional profile, I guess. That's who I am professionally. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at maxcodes or at codehomie. So that's who I am. I have a lot of experience with building out professional grade applications and instructing people how to build these applications because I work at a boot camp. And I also make quite a bit of content for that boot camp. A lot of the way we do things is through making the content and then delivering it in-house. So a lot of guides like this, a lot of video tutorials. But yeah, again, not a plug. I just wanted to kind of give you a background on who I am and kind of give you a good sense of the credibility I have, a good sense of my skills. And so that can make you comfortable in knowing that I've been doing this for a while. This is my first Udemy course, but I have plenty of experience building out courses. So anyway, that's who I am. Let's get into the application we're going to be building. So if I scroll in here on the design, I put in this extra artboard here in Sketch just to kind of go over what we're going to be building or what exactly we will be learning. So the first thing, or these aren't really in order, but we're kind of going to be going back and forth throughout specific concepts. CoreData, though, I know will be the last thing. I haven't implemented CoreData into the app that I've built yet because I wanted to save that so I could show you how to do that live. So, not live, but like I want to record myself building it out without having built it before, so you can kind of get a sense of how I build things and that you can still have hiccups when you are a professional developer. So I want to show you how that process goes without having built it already. So I'm saving that for the last thing we're going to be doing. So right now, CoreData isn't in the application I've built, but that's one of the features we're going to be implementing, and it's going to be a great feature. That's one of the biggest concepts we'll be covering in this application. So let's start with this. So we're going to be learning I'm going to be teaching you how to build an application without storyboards from start to finish. So if you don't know what storyboards are, just do a Google search on iOS storyboards. It's basically the interactive layout you see in Xcode when you start up. And they're good, but I highly dislike them. I don't like them. I know Let's Build That App on YouTube. I know he doesn't like them. By the way, he reviewed one of my apps. It's called Pocket Papers. You might have seen it. So you can go check that out if you want. But basically, storyboards isn't my cup of tea. It just creates a weird disconnect between the code and storyboards. So we're going to be learning how to build all these layout these layouts programmatically without any storyboards. So that's actually really great. It will teach you a lot better how to code and build layouts. Now, the next thing kind of falls under without storyboards. We're going to be learning how to set up an application from the app delegate. So again, no storyboards, no nibs, none of that nasty stuff, pure code. We're going to be learning how to build the application from code, pure code, which is great. So another thing that falls under that is how to navigate screens without storyboards. We're going to be learning how to do that, which is going to be great. And of course, CoreData. So CoreData, the idea of CoreData is that you close out the application, then you open it back up and it has your changes saved. So basically like a local database. We'll be going over that at the end of the app. Now, one of the great ones we'll also be learning is how to use UITableViews, custom ones. So you see here that we have a UITableView. It has multiple sections or more than one section. We have a to-do and a done. So yeah, that's going to be great. We're going to learn how to put it inside of another view. have some custom data here and move data around. So yeah, custom table views. Now, one of the next things we'll be learning is UIKit controls. So you see here we have this start winning button. We're going to make this into a class so you can use it in your other apps if you'd like. And we're going to be learning how to make some custom controls, such as the checkboxes. We're going to be adding in functional headers, so a header with a button. And we're going to be learning how we can basically make that button do something in a different file, because this is going to be in its own file. We're going to make it so we can use this button, have it do something in the other controller. We're also going to be learning how to use UILayoutConstraints. Obviously, we're going to be building layouts with layout constraints programmatically. And we're going to be learning how to animate those, which is really awesome. So you'll see that when I hit this plus button here on my phone, this is like a live recording of my phone. But if I hit the plus button here, you'll see at the bottom there, it opens up this this tab here, and then you can click it and it brings you up there. So basically it's going to make it so we're going to make it so we can learn how to do those animations. So learn animations, I'll type something like that in as a to-do. Yeah, and so UI layout constraint animations, and then I hit add and it goes away and it's on the screen there, and then you can complete it. But basically when I hit that plus, you see at the bottom there it bounces in. We're going to be learning how to do custom animations like that with UI layout constraints and CG affine transforms. So that's really awesome. And one of the really obvious ones you've noticed already is that there's gradients all over the place. We're going to be learning how to implement these gradients, and it's going to be really awesome. Gradients are really awesome. I use them across all of my applications. So yeah, that's an overview of what we'll be learning. Now let's scroll down here and look at the design in Sketch here. I'm going to scroll out. I just got this fancy mouse and I don't know how to use it very well. But basically, this is the design. We have our welcome screen and our get it done kind of home screen. So there's two screens throughout the application so far. I mean, I might be adding more later on to the course. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. But basically, we're going to be building custom controls. And you can see here that we have a lot of these custom controls, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, custom controls, custom labels, buttons, and I'll be showing you how to package these up all in their own files and use across your application and in your other applications. And I might be making a course, actually I know I'll be making a course on basically how to design your applications in Sketch. So I'll probably use this one in that course. We'll be building this out in that course. And also I'll be, let's see, what else was I gonna say? I'm also gonna be showing you how to package up these controls into a framework and use them throughout your applications and import it and install it like a CocoaPod. So don't worry about if you don't know what that means. I'm assuming a lot of you are beginners since this is a to-do list app, but there are a lot of advanced topics, advanced features that we'll cover in this application and in future courses that I want to make light of, because while this is a beginner app, it's also going to be teaching you some really awesome, useful, valuable skills. And that's another thing I'd really like to go over and mention is that I know I just made this sound super complicated and there's all these complicated topics, but I'm going to be coding this from start to finish, and I'm going to be recording all of it and going at a swift speed, like a good speed, no pun intended. And I'm going to put that in the description now. But basically, we're going to be building this at a speed that everyone can understand it. So we're going to be covering advanced topics at a good speed so that you and others can understand it. You, beginners, professionals, it's going to be really good for all of us, and we're going to learn a lot, and it's going to be really fun. So another thing you'll see is that the header here, it counts how many we have left. And that's just one example of connecting different files to files using protocols. But that's one thing I forgot to put in here, is that we'll be learning protocols. I'll be updating this as we go on, just in case I miss anything. But I'm going to end this video here because I'm going off and rambling. But that gives you a good idea of how this works and how we'll be building this application. So we're going to be referring to this as we build it. We're going to be looking at the simulator, at the live device, and we're also going to be adding in things that I didn't add in when I initially built this, such as the top here. You'll see that it's black still. We want it to be white like you see here in this screen. So yeah, that's the application, and I'll see you in the next set of videos where we'll get started by setting up our application in the app delegate. See you then.